going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Shout out to the Elite Fleet. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can become a member of Elite Fleet. And I want to do this topic because I was supposed to be on Fight Club, but I got tired of waiting to get up on the panel. But a very interesting conversation came up. They were talking about how women give it up too fast now and how women need to look into holding on to their virtue more. And one of the women said something very interesting where she said, well, women aren't going to hold on to their virtue nowadays because nobody's going to wait for that. No man's going to wait for you to decide you want to have sex, and they just going to go and move on, and they're going to go and be with someone else. And I realized nobody really puts on for the female virgins. Nobody really even talks to the female virgins. In 304 culture and thought culture and bird culture, whatever you want to call it, who gives a damn? No one's talking to the women who are holding on to their virtue. No one's talking to the women who are making people wait for them. No one's talking to the women who are saving it for marriage. And for this woman in a situation where she could encourage more women to do that, to basically say, oh, ain't nobody gonna wait for you, and he's just gonna move on, I thought was appalling, and I thought it was messed up. And even deeper than all that, it's wrong. So let me say this, ladies. Men will 100% wait for a virgin. I repeat, men will 100% wait for a virgin. And it does not matter what race the man is. It does not matter what nationality the man is. All men have a sweet spot in their heart for a virgin. Now, does that mean every single man's going to wait for a virgin? No. You're going to have some dudes who they out of control. You guys got to understand. Some men can't even do a month of semen retention. I repeat, some men can't even do a month of semen retention. All right, you have some grown-ass men who can't even do a month of semen retention. They can't even do 2 weeks of semen retention. So would there be some men who are just too dangerously horny and they can't wait and they're like, yeah, and they just break up with you and move on? Of course, there'll be some of them. But the vast majority of men are going to be willing to wait for you if you're a virgin. And here's my thing. She's saying that because she's projecting. No one wants to wait for her. And no one wants to wait for her because she's a 304. Now, you got to understand something. Is every woman who slept around or every woman who gave up their virginity a 304? No. But at the end of the day, they gave up the value of their V-Box. I mean, you can't even pair bond after 3 people. I'd be nice and I say 10 people, but the reality is nowadays, most women done slept with more than 10 people by the time they get out of high school. And if they didn't by the time they got out of high school, they damn sure did by the time they got out of college. So at this point, now trying to leverage your V-Box for a relationship or leverage your V-Box for special treatment or leverage your V-Box for marriage, no, it's absolutely not going to work. And it shouldn't work because at that point, you're selling a used car at new car price. And no one's going to allow you to do that, and they shouldn't allow you to do that. Now, I know women don't like being compared to objects, but I'm just doing that because I'm trying to draw the comparison for you. You got to look at it from the man's perspective, ladies. Why would a man, okay, who's treating you right, okay, doing everything he's supposed to be doing, decide to wait until a relationship or wait until a marriage to sleep with you when you slept with every other man without either one of those things? I'll wait. Or let's say you never slept with a man without a relationship, which I find hard to believe because casual sex is casual sex. And at the end of the day, you can't file a relationship on your taxes. So if you're giving it up in a relationship, you're probably giving it up without one. But let's say you did. Okay, so then why now should a man wait to marry you to then get your V-Box? At this point, you basically disrespecting the man because you have to understand. That means every other man who came before him was better than him in your eyes. Now, you can make the argument, well, I'm just older and I'm wiser now, right? At that time, I wasn't as confident. I wasn't as wise. I didn't understand my worth. But here's the problem. Now, I tell ladies this all the time, and I tell the fellas the same thing. If she's going to tell you she done grown up, she done found the Lord, she's bathed in the blood of Jesus Christ or whatever she's going to tell you, she's going to tell you she's Jewish now, she's going to tell you she's in the spirituality now. I tell men all the time, the only way to know it's real is if she repents in front of you. So what I mean by that is, okay, you're not a virgin and you want me to wait until marriage to sleep with you, fine. We're going to go down to the church, okay, and you're going to ask for forgiveness in the name of the Lord and you're going to get baptized. Now I'll wait until you're married. Or if you're spiritual, you're going to go ahead, you're going to make the cleansing bath, you're going to pray, say your prayer, you're going to go in the cleansing bath and you're going to come out a new woman. And the reason I tell men this is because 9 out of 10 times the woman's not going to do either one of those 2 things. She's not. She isn't going to do that. So if she's not willing to go to those steps to let you know that she's serious about this newfound chastity or this new idea of saving herself for one man, then why should you wait? Because at the end of the day, again, like I said, if you gave it up to every other man, it's disrespectful to that man to now say, well, you're going to wait. Essentially, at that point, that means you don't have anything else to offer. Now, let me say something. Going back to that car analogy, okay? A used car isn't a bad car, okay? There's plenty of used cars that are good cars. What's a good used car, for example? Well, for one, a good used car is one with low mileage, right? So let's say you gave up your virginity, right? But you have less than double-digit bodies, or you have low double-digit bodies, like you're 30, but you only got 11 or 12. Okay, men are still gonna value you. Now, are they gonna wait to sleep with you? No, but that doesn't mean that they won't marry you, or it doesn't mean that they won't give you a relationship, because your name's not crazy in these streets, okay? Now, what else keeps a car's value, okay? The maintenance on the car, right? What do I mean by the maintenance? Did you get out with no kids? That's going to raise your value, okay? Did you get out with no STDs? You had your fun, you had your little casual times, but you didn't catch any diseases. You didn't have any babies, okay? We consider that maintenance. That means you still have a whole high value. You still hold high value, okay? You ain't got no dinks and dunks all over the place. So that would be someone who's fit. All right, someone who's fit would be considered not having dinks and dunks. Your tire is not flat. Your tire is not balding. You ain't got no dents on you. You don't got a cracked windshield. You're not missing the side view mirror, okay? So this could still be a solid car, okay? And then you go off of your interior, okay? What does the car come with? If the car has Bluetooth, it's still a solid car, okay? If the car has Bose speakers, it's still a solid car. If the car has a lot of room in it, it's still a solid car. Now, what's the comparison to that? That'd be like your actual personality, you know, your ability to cook, your ability to clean, your ability to be feminine, your ability to be supportive, your ability to show that you can be a good mother. We can consider this the amenities of the car. That's like your Bluetooth, right? That's like your speaker system, right? That's like all your extra features. Now, if you have all of these things, right, you got low mileage, all right, your maintenance is good, and you have all these extra amenities, a lot of used cars could trade in for the same value they were brought at. I repeat, a lot of used cars could trade in for the same value they were brought at. Like, for example, my car, I brought it at $12,000. With over 100,000 miles left on the car, I could still trade it in for $8,565. That's damn near the same price that I brought it for when it was almost new. It only had 20,000 miles on it. I didn't add 80 to it. So my point is, just because you are a used car doesn't mean you're a bad car. But are you going to get new car prices? No. See, virgins get men to wait for them because they're virgins. They showed that dedication. They showed that focus. They put in that work. They avoided the temptations. They wasn't running out everywhere shaking their ass, letting everybody run up in their guts. And they didn't have to refine Jesus later on in life to get that. Now, again, like I said, that doesn't mean you're a bad car, but you don't get to demand new car prices. Now, some people might be like, well, what about Jordans, Alex? Well, let's break down Jordans. How did Jordans get to sell for more now than they used to when they first came out? Well, avoiding inflation, the reason that Jordan is one of the only products, right, that came out for one price and then came back out and raised the prices because Jordans went off the market. I repeat, Jordans went off the market, but the demand for them was still there. So what happened was, strategically, they realized, okay, this shoe is like a cultural staple and an icon. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove all the shoes until you cannot find any, and then we're going to re-release them, but we're only going to re-release a small amount of them every single time. We're going to charge you a lot of money for it. That's essentially what you would have to do, ladies, if you want dudes to value your used V-Box at the same way they value a virgin's V-Box, because it's not the same thing. It's not comparable. Basically, what you would have to do is you would have to get every single girl to bust it, so that way there are no more virgins, so that it can't be used at all. Or you would have to remove the V-Box from the market completely, and every single girl, regardless if she was a virgin or not, would have to go on a chastity strike, and then men would have to value y'all V-Box at the same price as a virgin V-Box. But guess what? That's never going to happen. You're never going to get every virgin to go out here and sleep with a man and break her vows, and you're never going to get every girl who's sleeping around casually to stop, so that way you can re-increase the value of your V-Box. Once it's gone at the end of the day. There's no way to get that high value back. The best thing for you to do would be to pivot and start using that personality and start using those cooking skills and those cleaning skills and those sewing skills, okay? And that motherly instinct that shows that you will be a good mom, and that supportiveness and all the other things that men look for in a woman, okay? That femininity, the ability to dress, the ability to be cute, pretty, the ability to stay in shape, okay? The ability to stay STD free, stay kid free, all these other things that you can do, which you would be better off doing is using all of those and saying, as a combined package, I might be more valuable even than that virgin, because she might not have nothing but a virginity. Some cars, for example, would you rather have a used car with all the amenities in it, right, but it's got 20,000 miles on it, or would you rather have a new car that's bare? There is no Bluetooth in the new car. There are no speakers in the new car. The new car is smaller. The engine is weaker in the new car, but it's a new car. Nobody ever drove it. Most people who want the amenities and say, I'll take the used car with 20,000 miles. So it's not like you can't come back. But at the end of the day, what you can't come back doing is using that V-Box. Like I said, unless you're going to revow yourself to the Lord or take that cleansing bath and wipe all those bodies up off you, you can no longer use that V-Box. And what happens is virgins, they hate y'all because they ain't y'all. I repeat, they hate y'all because they ain't y'all. They're mad that y'all can just use y'all V-Box and y'all can leverage y'all V-Box, and they can't leverage their V-Box. But at the end of the day, again, like I was just saying, there's other things around the V-Box that can make the V-Box leverage not even that important. Because at the end of the day, if all a virgin has is her virginity and her personality stinks and she can't cook and she's not willing to clean and she doesn't have motherly skills and she's not supportive, that virgin is going to lose. Not every virgin wins. Venus Williams didn't win. Lolo Jones didn't win. So this balances itself out. But the bigger thing that I want to point to here is the reality is, ladies, if you are a virgin, the majority of men will wait for you. Do not let women who aren't virgins, do not let women who didn't have that same dedication, do not let women who lost that as a bargaining chip convince you that it's no longer a bargaining chip, because it is still a bargaining chip. All right, but it's only a bargaining chip for you. It's no longer a bargaining chip for them. So like I said, both women can win. I don't understand why they're being pitted against each other. But at the end of the day, I need the virgins to know this is a great thing. Men still respect that. Men still love that. There are plenty of men out here who are still looking for that. So do not let women convince you to lower the value of your V-Box so that way their V-Box value goes higher, because that's ultimately what they're trying to get you to do. All right, I am Alex and I am out. Peace.